Hey world, it's me, Lynsey G. I am coming to you live on World Mental Health Day, and I wanted to talk to you about something that is actually pretty important to mental health that doesn't really get talked about a whole lot, um, and that is sexual pleasure. Um, okay, basically, right now it's World Mental Health Day in the year 2020. As we know, 2020 has basically been like a shit show lit on fire, shoved inside of a dumpster that is already on fire, and then like the whole thing was like bombed from space. I mean, it's been a terrible year, and I know a lot of people's mental health has really suffered. Mine included. I've been having extremely heightened anxiety recently, and the other day I basically had just almost had a panic attack, managed to avoid the panic attack. And as I was coming down from it, I asked myself, am I having enough orgasms? I know that sounds frivolous. I know that to a lot of us, especially when things are as stressful as they are right now, sexual pleasure is kind of like the last thing on the list. It's the first thing to get booted from our self-care routine because it seems kind of self-indulgent. But I want to make it very clear that sexual pleasure is incredibly good for you, both mentally and physically. So I'm going to go down a quick list of ways in which orgasms and sexual pleasure, even without an orgasm, is really good for you. And then I think that you might agree with me that it might be worth scheduling in time for sexual pleasure as well as your yoga or meditation or therapy or, whatever the thing is that helps to keep you centered. So here we go. Here's a list of ways that sex is really good for you. That number one, orgasms relax you. They de-stress you. And I would argue that in 2020, every single person, every one of us could use less stress in their lives. So basically, when you have an orgasm or when you're experiencing sexual pleasure, but most intensely during orgasm, there's a cocktail of happy chemicals that get released from your brain into your system. The most powerful of this is probably oxytocin, and oxytocin chills you out. It calms the amygdala, which is the anxiety center of the brain. Oxytocin not only chills you out, it also helps you sleep. So, a lot of people conk right out after great sex, and there's a reason for that. Oxytocin encourages you to just sleep. And for a lot of us who have a lot of anxiety right now, sleep can be really difficult. But sleep is better for you than like pretty much anything. So if you can get to sleep a little bit more easily via oxytocin, via orgasm, it's really good for you. All right, number two, orgasms and sexual pleasure boost your immune system. So hey, right now there's a pandemic on, and it's the beginning of flu season. It's a really good time to boost your immune system, and a good way and a fun way to do that is through some orgasms. Number three, basically, orgasms act like an analgesic, which means that they suppress pain in the body. So if you have a headache, if you bumped your elbow, even if you have chronic pain, a way to sort of suppress that pain for a limited but still important amount of time is to have an orgasm or just generally sexual pleasure. During sexual pleasure, the analgesic effect kind of like ramps up. So if you have an orgasm at the top of that, that'll make kind of the peak, but you don't need to have an orgasm to get the benefits of that analgesic effect. Number four, sexual activity is good for your heart and your body because it raises your heart rate and it also burns calories. So it's basically like doing cardio plus you get an orgasm. I mean, that's great. And since it raises your heart rate, number five, orgasms are good for your skin. Sexual pleasure is good for your skin because it gets your heart rate up, it gets your blood flowing. There are a lot of skin conditions that can really help with, like acne, rosacea, psoriasis, that kind of stuff. And I know that sounds a little vain, but it's true that, the better our skin looks, the better we often feel about ourselves. And this kind of goes for all of the above as well. If you're getting better sleep and you're feeling less stressed and you're having less pain and you're, exercising your body and your skin is looking good, you tend to feel better about yourself. And studies have shown that people who have more sexual activity, whether with themselves or with partners, basically, have more pleasure in their lives, do tend to have higher self-esteem and better body image than those who have less. generally speaking, when you are feeling better and experiencing less stress and having more sexual pleasure to boost those things, you feel better about yourself. And God, can we all use that this year? Look, we are all incredibly stressed right now. And if there's something that we can do that's completely within our control, that we don't need to necessarily schedule an appointment for or leave the house for, my vote is that we do it. And one of the most powerful things that you can do to help your mental health and your physical health, which feed into each other in kind of a loop, is have an orgasm or two. Or if you're not able to have orgasms, still enjoy the fact that your body was made with sexual pleasure as one of its greatest features. So anyway, this World Mental Health Day, look, I know things are tough out there. I'm having a rough time too. Maybe schedule some time to get down with yourself or with a partner. Using an aid if you need to is totally fine. Getting into your weirdest fantasies is fine. Doing the freaky stuff that you always wanted to bust out of the closet is fine. Whatever you do, just feel good. Help yourself feel good. It's self-care to the max. It de-stresses you. It's good for your heart. We can all use more of that. So happy World Mental Health Day. Happy 2020. Do the best that you can. Peace.